Why you like Mondays so much? What?
Because it's a new start to the week. It's you get up, you're in grind mode. I mean, every day can be grind mode, but Mondays, there's just something special about Mondays.
Yeah.
You get up and you're like, all right, it's a new week, new mindset. If you had a shitty week last week, leave that in the past.
Yep.
And start fresh.
You know what's
start
crazy?
New.
When we even thought about podcasting, we were going to name the podcast Fuck Mondays.
Yeah.
Because, you know, everyone hates Mondays. People don't give Monday enough credit.
No.
Monday, you back on the field. So,
I like people being people better.
Yeah, I like it better. But we hope you guys Monday is off to a great start. This is the People Being People podcast with Mona and Tyler and Mona. This is a podcast where we talk real life situations, things that are going on in the world and things that are going on in our life. Hope you guys are enjoying your Monday morning. Let's crush this week. That's what we believe in here. How you feel about that?
I feel amazing. Yes.
Yeah, and we got somebody special in the house today. So we're going to get into that in a second. But yeah, welcome to the podcast. Let's get to it, everyone. People being people. Self-love isn't an easy journey.
Especially when you came from a really broken place inside of you.
It's an everyday choice. Yeah. I've been waiting for this moment all week.
I know. We have someone special with us today.
My homie.
You want to introduce him or do you need me to?
The one and only DJ Vonte. Hey.
Hello.
I got to hit this for the first time. Oh.
Why? Is it because the DJ's up in the house? You had to do that?
Yeah.
Well, hello. Welcome to the People Being People
Thanks
podcast.
for having me.
We are super excited to have you on, and we know you're starting your music career with, DJing and your own music career, and
yes.
we definitely want to dive deep into that. But before we start, let's get to know you a little bit.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Did you grow up in Sioux Falls? How did you start? How did you become DJ Vonte?
You over here giving the man government out,
right? His legal name.
Nah, that's what's up. I appreciate that. Thanks for having me on the podcast. So, well, let's say I did grow up here.
Okay.
I feel like people need to be more prideful.
Yes.
Where they come from.
Yeah.
That's very true.
605 Sioux Falls is a place that I grew up. I was born and raised here.
Okay.
So Majestic View. Only a few will know the place I'm talking about. But yes, I grew up in Majestic View over on the east side.
Okay. I'm not familiar with that. So
yeah.
So you went to Whittier.
Yep, I went to
Washington.
Well, let's break it down first.
Okay, yeah.
I was a bad kid. So
Okay, I can agree.
I went to like 5 elementary schools almost.
Oh, really?
So I went to Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to Robert Frost.
Okay.
I was at Horace Mann.
Oh, wow.
I was at Lowell.
Oh, you were at like all of the schools.
You educating me right now. I think I need to know more about my Sioux Falls. I love this place.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Why? But
so
tell
was
us.
that 4? That was all 5?
That was no. So what I said I went to Cleveland, Robert Frost, Horace Mann, Lowell. I went to Laura Wilder.
Oh, wow.
And I went to Jefferson.
Hey, I went to Jefferson.
What year?
So I went to Jefferson in, I want to say 03, 04 maybe.
Okay, you're older than me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When did you graduate?
Nah, it's all good.
I did not mean it like that. It's like, you're older than me. He's like, oh.
Could you imagine how I feel? You know what I mean? What year? Listen to that. What year did you graduate, Miss Mona Lisa?
2015.
Dang, that's
How old?
3 years.
Can I ask how old you are?
Crazy.
27.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not that much older.
No.
Yeah.
No, I just got this old man mask on.
Yeah, because my man's just had a baby girl.
I know. But no, I have a question, though. Why did you go to so many elementaries? Because you got kicked out or what?
So I think the first few schools were due to moving.
Oh,
okay.
And then I started getting in trouble.
Oh,
that makes sense.
Do you think it's because it was like unstable because you were moving so much?
I think it was more so because my home in general wasn't.
Wasn't.
When I had the greatest pops ever.
Yep.
Like we can get in that later, but
yeah.
real, raw, authentic, Southern. So, but I just felt it was just, there wasn't, after a certain point in time, it was just me and him. So it was like broken home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that stuff, moms being in and out, not really, having no real relationship, or, just letting that kid know that you got both of your parents here, like that took a toll on me. And it took me pretty much all of my schooling to finally like get to the point where I was like, you know what, that's not controlling me no more.
Yeah.
So
I can agree to that. I grew up in a single household, and honestly, when I grew up in Sioux Falls, I was getting in a lot of trouble. That's why I actually had to move to Fargo, North Dakota, because my mom was like, nah, like, and honestly, I'm glad, because I feel like if not, I would have been.
I feel like
off the deep end.
Oh, the guidance.
Yeah, that's big.
Hey, I had a big bro.
Yeah,
I had a big cousin too.
They
not for
molded
them and pops, I probably would have been in the system.
Yeah. So with all of that, like trouble and stuff, is that how you got into music, or like have you always been
it's funny
music?
Yeah, like I've always, so me and my brother were just having this conversation last night, because there was a point in my childhood where I'm known as the bad kid. Have you ever seen the Boondocks with Riley?
I watched a few episodes.
So Riley is this kid. He has long braids, snotty nosed kid. He bad as hell, right? And he always being aggressive and want to fight. Yeah, that was the portion of my childhood that a lot of people remember. But before that, I could be anywhere in the house. And you turn on some music, come out dance.
Right.
I was always liked to dance. Like I loved music at a young age.
I can kind of relate to that.
I can relate to a lot of this, like from the going to different schools, getting in a lot of trouble. I can relate to a lot of that, because most of my life, up until I was about 11, I was in a 2-parent household. My parents were like really intentional about what they did with us and raising us and instilling certain things within us, but it was like a big like shift within our life. Like our world got flipped upside down once my parents separated and we moved to the inner city, because we lived in like a little suburb right outside of Chicago. So we moved to the city, and then just being in a totally different environment, you gotta adapt to your environment, or you know what I mean? You'll be that dude in the hallway getting muffed into lockers and shit like that. I know that wasn't going to be me. So it turned out with me getting in a lot of trouble, a lot of fights, all of that sort of stuff, being upset just based on like the dynamic of our household at the moment.
Mad at
everything.
The world.
Yeah, just mad. Yeah. And just taking that out on my teachers and everyone when I went to school. So I can relate to that. And then having like, thank God I had positive role models in my life and people that came into my life that showed me like, a better side of things and having a more positive mindset and outlook on life and all of that. Because if it wasn't for that, I would have most definitely been a statistic, because I was on that route,
Yeah. And so like with you were saying how you had your like older brothers or cousins that would lead you in the right way. And
so they, D is the brother I was talking about. Okay. And then the big cousin, his name is Chico.
Okay.
So what they did was, about when I got into middle school, probably about 7th to 8th grade, I was playing on 2 football teams.
Oh, really?
I was fat too.
Oh, really?
They put you on 2 of them.
So I got big. All right, don't be hating on me. I was always the fastest kid. But so I got big in 4th grade. I couldn't go nowhere. I was bad, so I really couldn't go hang out.
Yeah.
I couldn't even leave my yard a lot of the time.
Oh, wow.
So then it was just me and my dad. He was sick. He had diabetes and stuff like that. So
really?
A lot of people that I grew up around, they were able to run free. Like I had chores at 9. Yeah. I'm talking about the kind of chores like, no, you got to wash your clothes.
Oh, really?
You have to wash. Matter of fact, you got to wash the clothes in the house. You have to put the clothes away. You got to sweep, mop. You got to wash dishes. You have to cook. I learned how to cook at a real young age.
Hey, really? Shout out
it was
to
like
pops,
some.
That built discipline, I bet.
It did. Oh,
character.
I hated it.
Builds character too.
It made me feel like I grew up in the the early 50s, and like, cause that's how you was raised. Only thing I didn't have was those, what do you used to call them, the number 3 wash tubs.
I don't know.
So they used to wash their clothes by hand.
Oh, with the board,
with a washboard, and 3 big tubs, and they used to have to walk to get their own water. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Well, and braided switches and like that, but
the South.
That was.
And your dad's from the South.
Yep.
Alexandria, Louisiana.
Oh, so he's from the South.
So he grew up in amongst all of the racial heart and soul of it.
My stepmother's from Louisiana.
Okay, What brought him here though? Like to Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
So
Do you know that?
he didn't come straight here. So he went from there. He went to Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And then I have siblings that were born there, and then he kind of planted roots there. And he was in the military at one point in time.
Yeah.
And a job brought him here.
Oh, wow.
From Kansas City.
Okay.
So then once he was here and was establishing himself here.
Keep going.
And then once he brought himself, once that job led him here, and then that's kind of when I was born, and then my younger sister was born here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people come here for work.
Yeah. A lot, like Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I mean, like you said,
growing economy here.
It is a good city. Like you said, sometimes people need to be a little more
It just depends on what you're looking for out of this place. Like this place, if you have kids, this is a nice place to be.
Mm-hmm. It really is.
Like our crime, is, as numbers would probably say, it's evolving.
Yeah.
But in those areas, that's kind of where I grew up, like over by the Grange, Munchie.
Oh, okay.
Right. So it's like to me, it's like it's a real thing, but it's like
it could
compared
be
to these other places where I can go back and also call these places home.
Mm-hmm. You're like, I
don't even really think about it. Like,
What would you say that's connected to? Like, because you mentioned the numbers are changing and stuff. I believe Sioux Falls is growing.
Yeah.
The population is going up every year.
Heck yeah.
What would you say that's connected to?
Like the crime?
Yeah.
I think that is connected to just the different, folks that live in that area and the access to certain things that they have. Like a lot of the people, when I was growing up around there, like, were natives.
Yeah.
And I got native friends. And so I kind of had to be, there was a bunch of people in the area. It was like we all became cool, but like the majority of the older cats that were around that area, they were like some older white folks, natives, and some black people. And they some were junkies.
Yeah.
Like they don't, like there's a dynamic here that I feel like Sioux Falls don't shine light on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Like there was some.
I'm getting excited right now.
Drugs were put into communities to run them. You know what I mean? To create fatherless homes. What mom gonna do raising 3 sons or 2 sons and a daughter? So.
And to piggyback off of that, just something we were talking about earlier, crack on Netflix.
Oh yeah, we most definitely got to dive into that.
Yeah.
That breaks down
how
the fatherless home, and it was even a little worse than that. So like they made the moms that were got addicted on crack and things like that, like they made them victims too. Like so instead of giving them the help they need, this is a mandatory sentence. So we're not giving you help.
Yeah.
Like nowadays, like with opioids, how you have all these programs. And, we'll get into that later too. But back then, it was just like it started with if you have this amount of crack, or if you have cocaine, the sentence was gonna vary, but you got this amount of time. And that went from if you're not only is the dealer getting this amount of time, if you get caught with it at all, you're gone.
You're gone. We need to watch that.
We're going to watch it. In a nutshell, crack was injected into the black communities to ruin households and to ruin.
It was an experiment. The projects were an experiment.
Wow. You have talked to me about that before, how they created that.
And to think about it, it wasn't too long after segregation. Like you think about slavery leading to Jim Crow, with segregation and everything. And then the crack epidemic, it's like just boom, boom, boom. Like we're not too far from all of that stuff. It wasn't like it happened 1,000 years ago. That was like, a couple decades ago.
I think I remember watching, I think like the first episode of that documentary, and I remember it was a lot of single moms using it. I'm pretty sure this was the one because they were working all the time. They needed something to.
If I'm not mistaken, the Black Panther Party was before and during that time.
Yep.
Oh.
So there was a time period where there was an attack on them. And a lot of them were the males in the household.
The Black Panthers, what you're
like
saying?
like they had families. Like they had their own. It was like a community within a community.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like a lot of ideas and stuff that America has now, as far as like the after school program.
Yeah.
Things like that to help kids with extra things they might need. The Black Panther Party was doing that then.
Wow.
So that once that was broken up by the government, a lot of them were being killed or arrested for a lot of different things.
I didn't know any of that.
So that was already putting people in a situation to where like, damn, like my mom, it's just me and my mom.
Yeah.
And then that creates resentment.
Yeah.
Oh, black men ain't shit.
Yeah.
Or, you know, my mom is my dad. It's like, no, like it's just that's not how it had to be. It's not how it should have been. Like your mom is your mom, your dad is your dad.
Yeah.
And I feel like once all that stuff started taking place, like that just created this dynamic amongst each other.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know, black men and black women have this issue almost.
Yeah. And it's like, resentment and
Right. So it sounds like a lot of these things we're experiencing right now is very much still connected to drugs and this stuff that was intended to ruin our communities and stuff like that. And I just looking at everything that's going on right now politically with legal, medical, and recreational marijuana, like, you know what I mean? These kids are getting worse stuff. Like, who OD'd from some weed?
I'll wait on it.
No one.
You know what I mean?
I'll wait.
If it's a lot of health benefits, if anything, we know why by now.
It's used to treat cancer.
Yeah,
literally, and then they want to shine light on opioids,
right?
And
that.
It's just a money like.
That's that's big pharma.
Yes, and I do not like that.
Hey, pharmaceutical money is a motherfucker.
I know it's.
Yeah, like
it's a lot of money.
multi-billions.
And that's why they keep doing it, but it's not helping it. And that's why I won't take medications, like, because
it's not meant to help.
Not only that, I have an addictive personality. My family has addictive
Perfect example. Okay, so say I have a friend, and out of respect for his family, I'm not going to name his name. He's no longer with us, but we played football together in high school. He tore his ACL or MCL. He did something with his knee. And I think he was prescribed something from the doctor. Pain medication.
Yeah.
Well, when I come back from college a year and a half later, we run into each other after that. Wow. I didn't know that he was still addicted to that.
Wow. Shit. So it's just that one time.
Yeah. That's all it takes. So it's like he was getting help for some in high school and he became addicted to that. Probably in high school.
Yes.
And he never got the help he needed. And by the time we were 22, 23, he was dead.
Wow. So speaking of music, a lot of rappers nowadays
it's like cool.
shine light on Xanax or what perk. I don't know.
I feel like it's this new emo. It's this new emo phase of like all of these new kids, and like I'm not hating on the new generation or whatnot, because what they're doing is dope and things should change. I think that it's slowly starting to change, and it's starting to become not cool, because there was like a little small period of time in hip hop and rap where these new kids were like talking about their experiences and stuff like that. And I think that, the world sees how real it is.
Yeah.
I would like to explain those things, like pharmaceutical meds, all of that stuff. It's just legal heroin or meth.
Yeah.
Then we got campaigns going on in this state. Like, we all saw that meth were on it crap. But
I think that opposed was a few million.
Yeah, it cost a few million dollars.
And at the time, before I even branched out and started my doing my own entrepreneurship thing as far as my DJing company, I was working at a school.
Oh, really?
I was teaching a behavioral program at a school.
Oh, wow.
So to be a part of a time like that so you mean to tell me you have that much funding for something so stupid?
Right.
It's true.
You don't have, there's no funding to pay these teachers.
Exactly. And on top of that, being opposed to something that will build our state. You know, legal marijuana will not only help people, you know, in terms of like medicine and health wise, but
anxiety,
tax wise, you know, revenue wise, things would look a lot better for us. So how can you be so opposed to something that would benefit us? And
I would say maybe because the person that's opposing it can't benefit
from it
right away.
Yeah, because you know it's all about those dollars. We need our way.
We just know that, you know, certain people in certain positions, you know, because we know how politicians are.
Yes.
So it's not even a secret anymore.
Yeah.
So it just seems like someone is so against what we all used our voices for.
Yes.
Due to there's a bigger reason behind that.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe one's husband can't benefit off of it because, you know, they can't sell the insurance on it, or who knows.
That is
right.
But the reasoning is it's dangerous to the
whatever.
People.
So do you think it's going to be legal, or do you think they're going to put a stop to it? I'm like iffy on it.
So this is kind of, for many reasons, I have zero faith in our government.
I know, it's true though. It's true.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be all the way, nah, we ain't finna have it.
Yeah.
Because we'll see. I don't know. I do know that and I'm gonna tell this to all the young people that went out there and voted, and you know, even you guys, because you guys went out there and voted too.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised.
I know.
If it's not.
Yeah. No, I laugh when you say that, because it's like, that's how I feel too.
I know, he's the same. He's just kind of.
It is. Sometimes I just feel like they're like, we a donkey and they just dangling that carrot in front of us. You try to catch it.
Right. I feel like
not quick enough.
For real. But I do feel like that just proves like we really don't have a voice. And I feel like there should be protesting against, if that is the case of not having marijuana like recreational or even medical, like there needs to be some type of protesting. But I feel like
I think it would be.
I hope it, because
I think
that's
that
messed up.
if they didn't, if you know, if Kristi Noem didn't let this pass, I think that there would be a lot of pushback from that.
Yeah, it'll come from the younger generation.
Oh, for sure.
Because like
we're fed up.
I just feel like like Midwestern. It's this being like a Midwestern person, like me growing up in the Midwest. Chicago is still Midwest too.
Yeah.
It's a bit.
I look
it's
at
a
Chicago
bigger,
not as
because
Midwest, but it is.
It's a bigger city. That's why. But it's like the Midwest
is behind.
We gotta change, because I feel like a lot of times here we're so all right. I'll lay down. Okay, whatever.
Right.
Cowboys.
We'll learn to live with it.
Cowboys here.
No, hell no.
You heard what them people said.
We gotta stand up for what's right and use our voice. We can't just lay down every time somebody's like, no, you can't have that, even though you voted for it. No, we gotta stand up for what's right and what we need.
And I feel like the younger generation is doing it like us. Like, for example, your DJ company, it's edgy. Obviously there's
it's very different.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, obviously there's other DJs here, but it's different. Like, you're edgier, you're different. Clothing brand, streetwear, high fashion, different. There's nothing like that around here.
Yeah,
I will say this though. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no,
no,
good.
It's fine. It's people being people.
So I will say this though, like I feel like there's a more of a togetherness feeling amongst the younger people that I've ever been a part of here where we live. And I think that we can continue to build on that. Like, we have whether it feels like it or not, I feel like we have the power to dictate the change of what happens. There's more and more younger businesses coming up from people of color even. So it's like, and everybody's supporting each other.
Yep.
Obviously, you know, people talk and run their mouth all the time. That's just
it is.
That's being people.
Yeah.
But I feel like, you know, we're headed as a young generation. I think we're headed in the right place.
Yes,
absolutely.
And, you know, for us to use our voices and that power, and And for someone to go against that, that just proves 90% of us right on what we already knew.
Exactly.
So I feel like this past year, even when with the whole Floyd thing that took place and how everybody came together for that. I think all states marched.
Yeah, the world
ever happened. And
the
in 17 other countries.
Yeah.
I believe something like that.
And that was a change right there in that. That was a change. That was a shift, whether you want to believe it or not.
Oh, you could feel it.
Yeah, you could feel it. I know. Yeah.
When has that ever happened? I don't think that's
I don't think
the world that has not.
Everybody?
Yeah, in the midst of a pandemic.
Oh yeah, the pandemic was going on too.
Last year was a year to remember, and it's crazy to think we lived through
2020.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna be talking about.
It's almost our anniversary.
Yeah.
For real, when the world just. But speaking of, let's hear a little bit more about your company, your DJ company. How did you start that? Like, what got you into DJing?
So, my brother and his wife have been throwing parties for probably about 6 to maybe even 7 to 8 years.
Oh, wow.
For a while. So when they were doing it at Biggs initially, and DJ Core was their DJ at that time. And then, so just kind of being around it. Just being around DJs or being around the party scene and always partying pretty much. And then my other cousin, he started DJing.
Okay.
Yeah, his name is DJ Dante.
Oh wow.
So
that
we consider ourselves the Tays.
Yeah.
He gave us that name, by the way. I ain't give us that. But so he started DJing, and I was always around him. You know, I was just becoming an adult, so now I could hang around him more. So I was always at his house, and he had this big ass DJ board in his room. So we'd be sitting over there talking, hanging out or whatever, and I slowly but surely wanted to like check out the board. So I started going in the back. Like, how you hook this up for me, man? At first, if it's not yours, he's really not trying to let you, mess with his stuff. So at first he was kind of like, no. Like, no, man, that's a lot of money, brother. All right, nigga. But eventually he started letting me play with it. So I started, doing, learning, a little bit of transitioning and stuff. And he was giving me some pointers and things like that. And slowly but surely, I was like, damn, I kind of want to DJ.
Yeah.
So then from Biggs, we go to David's. And, they go to David's. I just brought some of the party to David's. I was always partying at that time. So I was probably on a party bus every weekend. So he's DJing at David's. And then when a shift happened in my life to where I stopped wanting to party so much, but I still wanted to be supportive or find a way to where I can contribute, I was like, I started going up there and watching him DJ.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and then we had another DJ Quiet Storm, that would come and DJ too. So I would just kind of sit back and watch both of them DJ. And I think DJ Quiet Storm has like decades on his belt DJing.
Wow.
So he showed both of us some things.
Paved the way.
Yeah. So I kind of just sat back and learned, and then it would start. This is my cousin again. Hey, cuz. I'm gonna go outside on smoke break. You should go ahead. And I was like a little nervous, like,
okay,
for real?
Right.
It was the middle of a party going on.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
So on the spot.
So it's like, all right.
Yeah.
So, he had these buttons on his board where I push and it would say something back, like DJ Dante, like when I push the button.
Yeah.
So I push it. And it'd say his name, everybody starts screaming or whatever. And I'm like, no, this is me.
Right.
I did that.
Right.
He's not even in here.
Right.
So, slowly, but just being put in those situations was like, yeah, I think I'm going to do it. So then I just ended up, having to grind, get my own board. He let me use his board that he had to practice on. He even gave me some songs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, use these. He wanted me to start off with instrumentals.
Okay.
So practice on transition and instrumentals. So All right, I don't know why. That's kind of stupid. Sure. So I did, and then slowly but surely, like, just kept building my catalog musically, and then I got to the point where I could get my own board.
Nice.
And then I was the second DJ at David's.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Once the other gentleman left. So we've probably been doing this off and on thing for like the last 2 years, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Dang,
So it's
that's
been
dope.
2 years.
Right.
Okay.
But it's only been like a year or so since, maybe a year and a half since I've had my own equipment and have been, as far as my DJ board.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Do you ever, sorry, you can go.
No, it sounds like he was grooming you. Like,
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
building
He definitely was giving me some game, like,
Yeah.
because, you know, he older than me. So his music knowledge was like, I remember before I even started DJing, we would just sit there, have conversations about music. Oh, who is this? I bet you don't know this song. Like, that was kind of like how our relationship was, you know?
Yeah.
So it was kind of like we were always like challenging each other in a way.
Yep. In a good way.
In a good way. But sometimes, obviously,
big cousin, little cousin.
arguments and whatever, cuz, you know, that's how you talk. He's from Cali, like, whatever, cuz.
Oh, yeah.
So do you ever, like, do you get adrenaline rush when you're doing it, or like?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I bet.
I'm to the point now where, obviously, like I would tell everybody, you will always learn DJing. I don't think the world's most successful DJ will tell you that, you know, there's only so much. I just feel like there's always something you can learn.
Yeah.
Whether it's a transition, whether it's, you know, how to read the crowd. I feel like there's always going to be that little thing that you pick up on.
Yeah.
So now we kind of have, like, how it goes sometimes at David's, like, I notice, like, if my energy is real high in the day, I feel like the night's going to be, like, just super crazy.
Yeah.
The people will be there to, you know, hold that feeling, but the energy won't be there.
Wow.
That's one of the things I had to learn.
Yeah.
So, like, the people are there.
Yeah.
Like the last show we had at David's.
Yeah.
There's people there. But it almost felt like I had to dig deep. Like, we had to dig deep in our crates and, like, find,
like, really get it.
Yeah, okay, what avenue can we take? What song can we play that'll get them? And then what song can we play after that that'll keep them?
Yeah. So it's a craft.
Oh,
like,
it's
psychological.
You have to read people. You have to.
You have to study. So another thing that he did, he gave me this DJ page to follow on YouTube, and he breaks all of that stuff down about transitioning and just any other question you might have as a DJ. So I was able to watch and learn from that too. Just certain things, like what song to play at the right time, or what if you play all bangers. And he kind of just gave his own perspective as to, you know, what he experienced doing those things. So I feel like the DJing thing is it's different, especially. But it keeps you going.
Yeah.
And you're always around the nightlife still.
Yeah, see, and that's fun. It's fun.
Right. It's fun. It's fun to be someone that's providing the music now.
Yeah. Right. Like providing the fun. You're literally, you're the life of the party in a sense.
So it's like, it's based off of, you know, how a lot of DJs feel. It's like, damn, if I don't come with my A game, this party's could be whack.
Yep.
Right.
But I feel like there's been times where I'm playing fire music. My transitions are on point. I'm talking on the mic. And the people just aren't there yet.
It's the universal shift. Sorry, I'm getting into
That's the thing, though.
It is. You know,
but it's just like, you know, they're there. They're two-stepping. They got their drinks.
Yeah.
But
it's
not
12:30. That's usually when, you know, people come in and you know, it's starting to crack. So that I kind of had to calm myself down with that, because that used to be real frustrating. And then even I catch myself now sometimes being like, oh man, y'all ain't on nothing.
Yep.
So I'll just play, you know, I still try to find that song, but now it's like I notice it's something I can't control. So I just let go of the reins a little bit.
That's dope. Like, just hearing that, it's interesting hearing that perspective, because I don't think I've ever had a conversation like that with a DJ.
No.
Just like the whole psychological aspect when it comes to it, like, you know, because I think a person on the outside will view DJing as just like, all right, I'm gonna hit some buttons, I'm gonna do some transitions, that's it. But you're really dealing with the energy of people. You know, they had a day before they showed up to this event, so they're dealing with things. I think here in South Dakota, in general, in the Midwest, we're coming out of, like, we call it like depression season, when it's gray every day for like 3 months. It's cold than a motherfucker outside. You know what I mean? Like, so cold you can feel it in your body. Like, your bones hurt. Man. And I think that can play a part in that too. Like, how the people weren't there. Because you know, just amongst like people that we've been talking to over the past like few weeks, you know, people kind of were going through that. And I think we experienced that. Yeah.
Every year. You know what? From a personal standpoint, I think every year we get to our cold season, it just drives me further and further away from wanting to be in this place. Yeah. So not only because I grew up here, but it's just like there's just certain things that, you know, outside of the nice things that I am aware of that go on here. Yeah. I just still feel like, for multiple reasons, this isn't a place for me. Or my family. I don't want my family to grow up here. I don't want my kids to grow up here. And I say I don't want my kids to grow up here because I feel like, you know, I was in sports here. Okay. But it was seasonal. And I had family members and whoever else that played in Vegas and Louisiana and other bigger states and cities, and they had access to that stuff year round.
And that keeps someone first out of trouble when you are constantly in sports and engaged in that and discipline. There's a lot of benefits to being in something year round, so I understand that.
So it's just like, just to have that access to something that you will be busy constantly, that builds character. And you don't always have to hear what I think. Right. You know, it's I want to be in a place where I'm like, okay, I'm comfortable here. I feel like there's more fairness amongst these younger athletes. And just to, you know, allow my kid to grow up and, you know, be taught by someone else. It's going to be, you know, that's going to have a different kind of effect on them. Obviously, I have that tough love dad thing going on with my son. Even now, he's not even 2 years old yet.
You're probably like, hey, August.
but he listens. So, like, I can tell August, hey, man, you're doing something you're not supposed to do, go to your room.
Does he go in his room?
Usually people tell their 10-year-olds, go to your room. Look at me, get sad. Go to his room. So, but I don't, you know, I just feel like I don't mean to be so kind of, you know, so hard on them, but I feel like some of the stuff is natural to me. Like,
kids need that though.
But I want him to understand now, like, if you get it now and if you can follow my direction now, you're not 2 years old yet. You're not even 2 years old yet. I feel like by the time you get to 5, 6, when you're going into school, you're going to be great.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually scientifically proven that, like, between the ages from birth to like
7, I think.
I feel like it's 3 or 4. Like, the way that you discipline them and how you handle them, that's how they're going to be for the rest of their life. So you have to install it in them at such a young age. Like, you have to be stern for them to.
And he's really smart.
That's good though, because
that's awesome.
Nowadays, you can't drop a pen on the floor without offending somebody. Hey, that was too loud, man. Can you drop that pen a little different next time?
Hey,
you know what I mean? These kids nowadays soft.
That's and I feel like that's kind of how they want them to be.
Want them to be soft.
Like, they want them to. They want to dilute the upcoming generation. Because that's where I feel like they see that, damn, that's going to be the most problem. Because the older generations, they've already lived, and you know, some of them, the majority of them, are probably like, man, I'm just trying to do what I can do to get where I'm going. And then you have some that are still pushing that knowledge down and stuff like that. But there's even a divide between generations.
Heck yeah. I feel like that's just life too. Like, it's just the circle of life. And like, speaking of, like, where would your dream place be? Like, for you and your family to move?
Because somewhere where it never snows.
I feel that 100% because I grew up with snow. It's kind of the same in Chicago, and I know how that feels to be. You know what I mean? In that place that you've been all your life, because it's the big world out there. You want to go and move and experience different things. You want different things for your family. And I know how it is to, you know what I mean, to be in that mindset. I after high school, I was like, I'm gone. I'm getting out of Chicago. I'm not going to turn back and come back to this place. I think I went back like maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
Maybe once. Yeah, but I know how that feels because one, like when you're building something in your city that you grew up in and everyone like personally knows you, like everyone knows Vonte, that can be challenging at times too, because I know people probably heard this saying before, you get a lot of support from like the people that don't know you. Like the people that are strangers support you the most. And I think it's because the people that are directly connected to you feel some sort of one up on you, like they know you personally, and when you're on this new venture in your life, like, oh, I know Vonte, he this and that. This is what, like, no, people change, people grow.
I know, but
people
in reality, like,
yeah.
no. Like,
and how I think about that is it's like, even, you know, at the different stages of my life when I was, you know, growing up and getting a little older and retaining more knowledge as I was going, it was just like a lot of these people, I learned that I didn't even know who you were.
Yep.
So there's no way in hell you knew who I was.
Yeah.
Literally. You just
we were just in a situation together where we had a relationship. And we grew up together or something like that. And so we kind of, you know, a lot of it, some of it was kind of, I grew up with you. Like we're best friends. But to tell you the truth, like I'm not even friends with a handful of those people no more. So it's like, no, we didn't really know each other.
Yeah. I was talking to Aaliyah about that the other day, our 6-year-old. She'll be 7 in like a week. But, you know, she's been going through some challenges in school. And I let her know, like, you know, I know you want to be cool and you want to seem cool to your classmates and everything. You want to stand out. You want to have friends. I was like, you know something? You want to know how many people that are still in my life that was in my life in first grade? She was like, how many? 10? 20? I was like, no, not 10, not 20. 0. You know, I think after high school, a friend of mine, you know, she's a photographer. She does really well. She shoots like some of the top models in the U.S. and in Paris. And after high school, she was doing this in like high school too. So that was really inspiring for me. But she mentioned something to like the new class that was going into high school. She said, don't try to be cool because after you graduate, no one cares.
It's true though. Like no one cares.
People go on with their life. They forget about you. They move on and do the thing that they got to do for themselves.
Everyone wants to be cool and the popular kid. And it's like,
high school is... Ugh.
For real though, high school is that's what I can say. But
like I don't know. They put out certain Netflix specials now that me and my lady will watch, and it just takes me back to when I was in high school. I'm like, this shit was happening when I was in high school.
Yep.
So like what's this new
I'm pretty sure Jeannie and
we haven't tapped into that yet.
You guys are gonna like that. We're liking that.
But no, it's Spencer James.
Okay.
He's the star wide receiver. I don't know why I cannot think of this.
No, it's all good.
No,
just watched it.
Now I'm trying to think. Oh well.
Yeah.
But it's another one. I'll skip. Maybe it'll come back to me.
Yeah.
But the 13 Reasons.
Okay.
Yep,
13 Reasons.
Yep, that was a good one.
That happens.
Yes.
Oh,
heck yeah. That is a real show.
And not even just in that aspect of what happened to her.
Right.
But the whole just kids doing things in general.
Just cattiness.
That will be covered up by teachers.
Oh, yep.
Or principals.
Yeah.
Yep, depending on how well you know them.
So,
dang, that's kind of scary. Like, my mind went to a different place just thinking about high school. It's like,
yeah. So, I was in high school here. I went to Washington High School. And there's a group of guys on my football team that they call themselves the Reign of Terror.
Yeah.
Why?
Wow.
I don't
terrorizing people out here.
Right.
for fun, for sport.
It was like aimed at specific groups of people.
Oh wow.
That's
real. It's real though.
That's messed up.
So like from anything from throwing like bottles of, piss to talking, right, going to the skate park, yelling stuff out the window.
God damn.
But you know what happened?
Ooh.
Do you know what happened to these kids?
Please tell me they got their ass whooped.
No, well, a few of them almost did.
Okay.
But I think he was an adult.
Oh.
So I think he ended up getting in trouble for that situation.
Yeah.
But a handful of those dudes were like nominated for Homecoming King.
What the fuck?
See, it's always the most like.
They were a part of it.
Yep.
And you know what? I wasn't nominated at all.
Wow.
Now, at the time, like, obviously I was kind of like,
Yeah.
I wanted to be because my older brother was like,
Yeah.
Homecoming King, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Real.
So I wanted to.
Yeah.
But when I was in high school, I was an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't.
I'm not trying to laugh. I'm sorry.
No, I'd laugh at it. So
Yeah.
there was no, I told you what was on my mind.
Yeah.
I
Probably
get that
way
from
worse
you.
than I do now.
Yeah.
And it was just like more, I'll say it was just more out of control then. But I feel like I was liked,
Yeah.
but only on the basis of what I was providing at that time.
Yeah, I see.
I think some of the people I was around, like, oh, you play football. A lot of people know you. Like,
Yeah. The football players
right.
are.
But like, there was a lack of understanding even between me and my teammates. So
You're just different.
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
like, so
So
it got to the point to where I was going to leave.
Oh, wow.
I was going to transfer to Roosevelt.
Oh,
I see.
okay.
And Coach Hermanson, who was, to me,
Was that a
arguably
teacher?
the greatest coach, football coach
Okay.
in the state history.
Right. Wow.
He talked me into staying.
I
Oh,
see.
wow.
I was over after my junior year when all the upperclassmen left, who I pretty much hung out with. I was stuck with my class.
I see.
Idiots. We all did idiot shit.
Yeah, yeah.
But like that class as a whole was like,
Just
Yeah.
dumb.
wait, we're trying to win a state title with this?
Yeah.
So when I watch Netflix specials and I'm like, and they, aim it at like the high school, and I'm like, damn,
Like that was.
that's some real shit.
That's-
Like
Yeah.
I went through some of that, and it's like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
See,
I
like,
will say. Oh, you can go.
I think we did an episode on this season 1, like the difference between growing up in South Dakota versus like Illinois, Chicago. And yeah, like one thing I noticed, like the kids here are built different. Like certain stuff I couldn't do in high school, or we couldn't do because it was just a different set of principles. You know what I mean? If anything,
It's
after
tough,
school, I was, mentally preparing for how I'm going to maneuver on public transportation home and this and that, just watching my back and that sort of stuff. Like if I went around, or if it was a group of people that went around throwing piss bottles at people, they probably would have got, you know what I mean? It wouldn't have been looking good for them. Yeah,
exactly. That's
But
the
when
honest
you live in a place like this, and
Well, people ain't been smacked upside the head for
Right.
their actions.
where it's rare, and you come from a place to where you know people,
Yeah.
and the booster clubs are real.
That's so wild.
So when you come from situations like looking back at it now, I was gonna take a drink of water. I'm not even thirsty. Looking back at it now, it's like kids were only doing what they could do, what they were allowed to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Things that kids were doing that in my mind were so bogus.
Yeah.
It was like, but you don't understand. Like you haven't been taught. Like we were taught very different.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like I would stay places, and certain moms would try to get in our conversations, which you have the right to.
Yeah.
And the kids would, they'd snap.
At the moms?
Yeah, like you don't even know what you're talking about.
What?
And me in that mindset, I'm like,
Like,
Yeah.
if that was
They
like,
are lenient.
let's say my dad is trying to be in a conversation, and I said that to him
ooh, he probably would have.
in front of you, I'd have got dealt with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was even thinking about it even deeper than that. It's like, damn, you talk to your mom like that?
Yeah, like disrespect.
Crazy.
You know how lucky you are to have a mom that's still doing your laundry, my dude?
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like there was so much. They were just such a difference between me and the people.
Yeah.
And when they would ask me questions, well, why are you this? Why are you that way? Like, and I would explain it. Mm-hmm. You know how it would come off to them? Oh, you just want to be a victim.
Oh.
You just it's poor me. You just want people to feel bad for you.
You're like, no.
You were
In my
raised.
mind was just like, no, bitch. Like, I'm trying to
you were
find common ground with you right now and
Yeah.
explain so we can become closer as people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm trying to shed light onto why I think the way I think.
Yeah.
But you don't even know how to retain that information.
Yeah. You were raised
Because
differently.
they're emotionally unstable. They don't know how to process it.
Hey, a lot of people that look like they have it all,
Man.
No, it's so true though, and I started
That's
just
real.
realizing this. Like, just certain people, I'm
It's
like,
a
wow. And
costume.
I thought you were just so perfect. I'm like, oh,
It's a costume.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I would, because a lot of my friends had money or more money than me.
yes.
So when we would go to parties or go to people's houses are big as hell.
Yeah. So would it make you feel a type of way?
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
like, at first it kind of was like, damn, I was little as shit.
Yeah.
I would feel the same way.
Then I started getting inspired.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what can I do to have something like this myself? Even though you ain't
Facts.
working for this,
Your
Facts.
parents are.
or
yeah.
you're probably gonna get it handed to you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to work for this for real, for real.
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
So there was just never, I had one of those guys. I seen him at Tommy Jackson's past summer.
Mm-hmm.
And he apologized
Oh,
to.
wow.
It was during when all the Floyd stuff was going on.
Mm-hmm.
He apologized from how he acted almost 10 years ago.
Wow.
Ooh, that gave me chills.
So that was on his conscience for a while.
Exactly.
How did you feel when he
Wow.
apologized?
At first I was kind of like, when he started apologizing to me, I was just kind of like
Was he drunk?
a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
But I was also taught drunk people speak a sober mind.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, the drunk thing is kind of like, that's probably why I was looking at him originally,
Yeah,
like,
dude.
but when he broke down, when he started going back in time and was like,
Like
man,
he.
Yeah.
like, no, like, those guys were idiots. I don't even talk to a lot of them anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I apologize for not understanding.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it took something like something that happened 9 years later for you to do it. I'll accept that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, whether you were being genuine or not,
That's on you.
That's on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
That's big.
and that will also come out eventually.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
I no longer hold on to any of that
Any
stuff.
resentment.
So if
That
you
just brings you down.
if you mean that,
That's big.
not only will you show it, but you'll give that energy off.
Yeah.
And if you just felt like you needed to say that to the closest nigga
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that you knew,
that will show
That's
too.
big.
it's gonna come
Because
out too.
Yep.
there's a lot of people out there holding a lot of secrets.
Yep.
A lot of secrets from things they've done to people. They just carry that throughout their life, and like 10 years later, they want to come to terms with it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So changing a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about your music. And you have already put out an EP.
I put out 2 EPs.
2 EPs in what? 3 weeks? I was like, oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I did.
Talk a little bit. Are you going to continue to do that? Like,
Yes.
Where's your mindset when it comes to that?
So my mindset when it comes to putting out music is I just have to keep it going.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're living
For the
in the
longest time, so music to me for the longest time, as far as the music scene here in Sioux Falls, was corny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was really corny.
Yeah.
There was always that select few, or the handful of dudes that were out here putting their work in.
Mm-hmm.
And that work not necessarily doesn't have to mean that they were doing the things that they're rapping about, but they were pushing their craft.
Okay.
So one name for an example, Nico McFadden,
Oh, I know him.
Yeah.
Well,
his
know of
footwork was amazing.
Yeah.
Like how he pushed himself, like the things that he did. Now, some people might not like his music or like him as a person even, but his work ethic,
Yeah. Yeah.
can't say nothing about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've worked with him a few times in the past. I'm
So,
like,
yeah, Philly Fate was another artist out here that
Yeah.
was well known.
Absolutely.
Brose,
I don't know who that is.
I knew him as Kid Bro at first, but
I think his name sounds familiar too. Yeah.
So we actually have done some things together recently, but we actually were just also having a conversation about kind of that, sharing that same thought process on the city here. And it was just like, you know, he was kind of expressing to me like, yeah, that's kind of why I was just sitting on a lot of art. Like it's just kind of, I don't know if the rap game is something, you know, that I want to be a part of. Just kind of seeing how it's going.
Yeah, yeah.
And on top of that, coming from a place where you don't really have the musical outlet, as if you were in LA or somewhere where you're just surrounded by
that energy.
The energy, you're surrounded by connections, you're surrounded by
resources.
So it's just like we didn't have that here. And then when there were things going on here, it was like a buddy system.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you might even be better than my homeboy.
Yep.
But he's my homeboy. So we're gonna ride with that. And it was not enough togetherness in that aspect. Everybody was pretty much like egotistical. Just like, bro, 9 times out of 10, we went to the same school. I know you. You know me. We all watched each other from afar. Grow up. Just keep that over there.
Absolutely.
Because I'm going to be me wherever I'm at.
Right.
I'm going to speak my mind wherever I'm at. I'm not going to tolerate no disrespect wherever I'm at. So if that's what you feel like you have to be, I can respect it.
Yeah.
And if you want to be like that in my vicinity, and just be respectful.
Yeah.
You know, like you can be arrogant and you can do all that stuff. Show me respect though. Because I'm always give you that respect.
Absolutely.
So it was kind of hard for the longest time. And it was a personal thing too, because growing up I sang and danced in church. I did all that.
Okay.
So I used to do this thing where they used to call it shake the devil off. And it was just like the Harlem Shake.
Okay.
And like they would pretty much just give me like a 5 to 10 minute window and I would go like Lil Bow Wow.
I know how black people in church do.
He grew up in,
So I go out Harlem Shake. I walk with somebody in the first row in Harlem Shake and then wave my hand in their face, act like I threw some dirt up in there, caught it, like just clowning. So I was always around stuff like that. And my brother, Silence is his rap name. He started rapping probably when I think he always rapped, but he started putting music out and performing probably in 2010, somewhere in there, 2010, 2011. And so I was watching him do it. And then, you know, my friends, some of them were rapping as well. So I was just kind of like, I always had the talent to do it. But it was like, I don't know. Yeah, there was that, all right, well.
You just had to actually do it.
Yeah, I just had to do it. You know, growing up, it was like, damn, will they even like what I have to say?
Right.
You know, it was some of that there. And then it wasn't just always, oh, it's corny here. It was just some of that was me in my own way. So, and then, you know, I just was like, you know what, I'm going to just use it as an outlet. Because we all you got 2 kids at home. Life happens. Yeah, so like, you know, I needed my father passed away in 2018.
Okay.
That's why you said what? Because I heard you earlier mention, you said how he was. I was going to ask you. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, no problem. So like there's a lot of things that like now it's just like I'm just doing it. Whatever it is that I feel like I can be successful with, whether it's business oriented, music, I'm just do it.
You're courageous.
Absolutely.
You're
like
courageous
there is no more of that. No, I don't have time for that. Like I just got to do it.
You just got to do shit. You know what I mean?
Yep. Try to use whatever I'm doing as, you know,
an outlet, creative way.
So that's kind of the music thing has always been there. But yeah, I actually have some songs dropping probably within the next month or so.
Woo!
For sure. That's one thing too. A conversation we had not long ago. I mentioned to you how, you know, I like how you're putting out new content all the time, because I feel like a lot of artists getting like this hoarder mentality. Like, nah, I can't put that out. That's too, you know what I mean? But when you on the come up, you gotta go hard.
When you're I was gonna say, like, I know a hoarder. You're a good friend of mine too. Like, he's dope.
Yeah.
He's nice.
Yeah.
I actually just mentioned his name, Rose. He hordes.
Yeah.
You gotta
But
put that
he's
shit
also
out.
been doing this. Like Jose probably started doing music when I was in.
Oh, I know Jose.
Yeah.
Vanessa's.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He probably started doing music when we were freshmen in high school.
Oh, wow. So
Yep.
he's been doing it for
Been doing music forever.
So he got like 300 songs.
Man, this dude probably got so much music in the stash, and it's just like
you have to put it out to get known.
so his thing is though, like I feel like that now.
Okay.
He has so much work under his belt that he has a different reason for why
Okay.
he's doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
Got it.
Me is just like I can't afford to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
like-
Especially if I think the slightest I could do something with this.
Yep.
I want to be heard. I don't want nobody to be like, damn, I ain't heard nothing from him like 6
in a
months.
year.
Right. Yep.
You know what I mean? Like he was such a big piece of this rap game here that it was like people know him.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? People know me, but not for that. So the other struggle is like, okay, how do I separate my business from my music?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's just
Yeah,
gonna have
that's
to come.
tough. That's what I'm
Yeah.
learning. I'm learning how to do that still.
Shit,
Yeah.
What if you rap while you're DJing? That'd be dope.
But
Oh, I
one
do.
thing,
oh really?
But
oh.
he's trying to separate it.
Yeah,
though.
true.
Yeah,
True.
I don't rap my stuff while I'm DJing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is if there's a certain part of the song that everybody knows,
Yeah.
I drop it, where there's no music playing in the background, everybody's rapping that part.
Yeah.
I'll rap it too.
Yeah.
Or to try to get everybody going when it's not to that point in the party yet, I'll
Mm-hmm.
just pick a part and I'll just rap it over the mic while I'm DJing. So I do that as well,
I see.
Yeah, but not your own.
but not my own.
Yeah.
That's one thing that we were thinking about, like with the podcast early on, because a lot of the stuff we talk about is along the lines of growth, personal growth, all of that stuff, because that's what we've committed our lives to. And with our streetwear clothing brand, we talk about those same things. So it's a matter of us separating the two brands.
Yeah.
So I can understand where you're coming from with that. But at the end of the day, like when it comes to a personal brand and you being DJ Vonte, I feel like everything is already going to tie into each
Full
other.
circle.
Connected.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like, cause I have these, shout out to Still Standing. So the owners of Still Standing, they've kind of made some of my clothes.
Oh, okay.
They've made some of my clothes that I have that will have not only will it say Beats by Tay on it, and it's a level up thing, my saying, stuff like that. So they'll make sure that that's on there. But like when I have a show or if I'm doing something for my music, they'll still put that there, but they'll put my rap name, which is Levels, by the way.
Okay.
They'll put that they'll put that on my clothing too.
Oh,
somewhere.
heck yeah.
So I
just-
kind of try to, depending on what I'm doing. If I'm just DJing, I'll just leave certain things out.
Right.
Yeah.
So
That's dope. I feel like just in terms of like the whole DJing aspect of things, it's really nice to like have that perspective now. Like when it comes to people's energy, because I feel like in sales and anything in life, you know
That's
what
like
I
a
mean?
sales thing you have
it's
to do. You gotta-
relationship based. You have to know how to like work with people, understand people's energy, their personality, and all of that. And it's interesting hearing it in that space when it comes to music, like the way people move and like the connectivity and all of that. So no, I think that was dope.
Yeah, no,
hearing that perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that-
thank you.
that was
Sorry, we're all trying to talk.
no, you good. I apologize.
No, I was just saying thank you. Like, thank you for coming on. And like, do you have some tips for an upcoming DJ for if they are trying to get into the scene, what they could do, how they could get seen?
Right.
I would just say stay true to who you are as a person and try to create. It's okay to learn. Let me start off by saying that. It's okay to learn from anybody.
Yeah.
But once you feel like you've gotten enough knowledge to where you're ready to go out on your own, I would say be you. Be, your full creative self and just run with it.
Run with it. Yeah,
Just
just
like that.
do it.
Just
Try
like
to be
that.
a part of as many things as you can and
Yeah.
Just
be
like that.
I would say though, if you're gonna start your business, I would say do the become legit right away.
Yes.
Just weeds out all the questions.
Yeah.
Well, what are you doing this for? Do you have this?
Yeah.
So and that just make you just more
Makes you more professional. Makes you more boss.
People take you more serious. Almost. I feel like it's like honestly feel like the times where I feel like I wasn't being taken serious until I let it be known. Hey,
I'm a business owner.
I'm a businessman. This is what I do. This is what I offer.
Yeah.
And I feel like once that happened, people start taking me more seriously.
Yes. So where can we find you? How can people book your service?
Yep.
So I have a page on Facebook.
Okay.
It's called Beats by Tay.
Okay.
So you can go there. My website is still in the works.
Okay.
So I just have to add some things, finishing touches onto that.
Okay.
And then that will also be a link that you'll be able to click on my Facebook page.
Awesome.
In my Beats by Tay page to find that. So.
Yeah. Well, it seems like you're already everywhere in the city.
I know.
Doing parties and everything. So your work is speaking for itself. But yeah, like Mona said, thank you for coming on the podcast today. The one and only DJ Vonte. I got to hit the... one more time for my boy, because you know what I mean. Thank you for sharing your perspective with us. I took a lot from this today, and I think these are things that I can take and apply to life for myself, for my own personal life, when it comes to dealing with customers, reading people, all of that sort of stuff, energy. I think I picked up a lot. So thank you for that.
Thank you
Thank
so
y'all
much.
too for the opportunity. Y'all keep doing what y'all are doing.
Thank you.
The one and only DJ Vonte on People Being People. Go make it a great week, everyone. Go crush this Monday. Crush your whole week. Reach your goals, and don't forget to be yourself.
It's a level up team.
Yes, sir. Self-love isn't an easy journey.
Especially when you came from a really broken place inside of you.
It's an everyday choice.